Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Compton, and as you can tell, my background's a little bit different. We are coming to you from the Black Hills of South Dakota this week, and I want to thank everyone who gives me feedback. We're going to be trying some different time frames this week, so let me know, please. Your feedback is wonderful. I appreciate it when you tell me that you've enjoyed one of my messages, but also looking for some feedback now on our time frames. Is middle of the afternoon better, later in the evening? So let us know, please. The title today is What Can You Learn from a Bunch of Balloons? Besides just having a really good time, we can actually learn quite a lot. A Bunch of Balloons is a product that was invented by Josh Malone. And if you have a chance to go to Amazon and watch his movie called Invalidated, you will find out exactly what you can learn from a bunch of balloons. And part of Josh's message is when you're starting out, inventors don't come to me and say, hey, I got $250,000 to throw at this. Can you help me? Everybody's on a budget. Everybody's careful. You don't want to do a second mortgage on the house. You don't want to spend the kids, college fund if you have one. And you certainly don't want to spend your 401k. So going out the door knowing, one, this is going to cost money. Do the steps the right way. And I think that's probably if you go out the door feeling like at some point someone's going to try to steal your intellectual property, they're going to try to steal your market share. I always say ideas are like belly buttons. Everybody's got one and nobody wants yours. But now an idea that's making money, they're not stealing the idea as much as they want your market share. They let you tee it up, they let you do the advertising and get out the door, and then they want a piece of you. Well, according to the Constitution, that intellectual property that is granted to you by the USPTO is your intellectual property. And because of some of the things that have happened in the last few years, unfortunately, there's a back door that's open that we are trying to get Congress to close. However, until then, you have to assume that if you are successful in the marketplace, and I'm assuming that you're not trying to get there so that you can lose money, you want to make sure that you're doing things right. So if you go out the door assuming that at some point someone's going to steal your intellectual property, what can you do up front? And this is what we learned from a bunch of balloons. Follow lead on this. He did it right. He teed it up. You get the search done. The examiner is going to go, and part of their job is to look for other things that are out there in the public domain. You want to know sooner rather than later. Get the independent search done. And honestly, if you tell me as an inventor, you go out there and do a search because you want to find it. I mean, most inventors go out there and search. You don't really want to find it. So, that search has kind of got blinders on. Get an independent search done. If you need a resource, let me know. We can help you with that. But get that independent search done, and then you have a patentability opinion done by a registered patent attorney. Another thing that Josh did right. That is just a big no-no. And even though legally it is perfectly legal for you to write your own patent, writing your own patent is like doing your own brain surgery. By the time you realize you've made a mistake, it's too late to fix it, right? There's a reason why these guys spent lots of years going to school learning how to do this and spent lots of money on their education. It is not something that you learn how to do in a couple of Saturday mornings. It's not something you learn how to do by filling in the blanks on a template. I mean, if I can read a template and circle the words you filled in, believe me, anybody else can as well. It will be invalidated, right? Don't do that. That's a shortcut you should not be taking. So when we get back to learning from a bunch of balloons how to do things right, there are certain rules to the game. And I don't care if you're playing balloons and throwing them around in a yard, or if you are looking at the rules for filing a patent. Do it the right way. Right? Get your search done. Get an opinion done. Know what the examiner is going to see. And in this day and age, you want the examiner to be tough. All right. If you end up in the Patent Trials and Appeals Board, you've got to make sure that it's been done right. And knowing sooner rather than later is in your best interest. So another thing that Josh did right, he licensed it. It was because he licensed the intellectual property and he had a big toy company helping him with this that they had the money to fight this battle. And it was a tough battle. It was 5 years. When I met him 2 weeks ago, he had this whole sheet that showed all the different court cases that he had been to in circuit court and the patent and the PTAB board. So they won eventually, but it took 5 years and a lot of money, millions of dollars to fight this. Now, they knew they had a really good product. He had several patents on the product. It's what we refer to as a patent portfolio. So, when your examiner or when your registered patent attorney goes out and tells you the different things that you can file, pay attention, for goodness sakes. Don't scrimp. All right. This is not this. If you're putting all of your financial dollars into this basket, all right, you want to make sure that you're doing it the best way you can. This is not where you cut corners. This is not where you take the shortcuts. There might be something you can do later down the road, but this is the most important one. And like I said, unless you're planning on rolling this out there for the good of mankind, and you just say, here's my idea, here's my drawings, here's what you can do with it. You really want to make sure that you're doing it the right way. And so start out with the early right steps. It doesn't do you any good to get down the road with your idea and be paying an engineer to develop the very best prototypes possible and the manufacturing layout of what this is going to look like if you took shortcuts with the early steps. Those early steps are what you're going to be banking on if you end up in court because someone infringed on you. They really don't ask about what the design looks like as nearly as much as they ask what does the patent look like. And that's what they dissect. So when you go out the door, do it the right way. And if you have any questions about the process, ask me. All right, I am easy to find. Rita@inventorlady.com. My phone number is everywhere. I've got multiple email addresses. You can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn. Easy to find, easy to ask the questions. We've got more coming up this week. Follow us and let us know about the timeframes. What works best for you? My name is Rita Crompton. I am the Inventor Lady. I am here to answer your questions and to help you out. Take care now, and we will talk to you tomorrow.